Hi everyone, I'm Brendan.
And I'm Karen.
And together we're Fox and Rabbit. We're filming this, our 20th Flosstube, on Sunday the 15th of May. This is our second go at filming this Flosstube. You'll probably hear some like jet noise or airplane noise or something. There's an air show going on this weekend about 5 kilometres, 2 miles from us, and all afternoon. Really low flying jets have been flying over the house. They've been shaking the house.
Scaring the dogs.
Yeah. I think every window's been rattling. The floors have actually been shaking. We're built on a concrete slab and it's still shaking. That's how low they're flying. We hope they're finished now on our second take.
Yeah, because they were flying all through the whole filming we did. We got to almost the end of our video.
Yeah, but then we realised the camera wasn't focusing properly. So it was a really good video.
It was good.
It's probably the best one we've ever done, but it was all out of focus.
It's our life at the moment, honestly.
Yeah. So hopefully this one's in focus, and hopefully you can hear us. And it's after 4 o'clock now, so the jets
should be almost finished.
Have finished or almost finished. So we shouldn't be interrupted too much.
Well, the dogs have now gone to sleep, and Jimmy was freaking out. So the fact that he's now settled and is asleep means they must be gone. Yeah. Oh, I feel like I've seen out of Top Gun. It's been like that all weekend, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's been an ad for them.
The ad for Maverick, the new movie, exactly.
Yeah,
low flying
and they've been flying so close to the roofs of the houses. Yeah. They've been flying across. It's scared the hell out of all the dogs.
And our friend Linda has a property, and their 2 horses have just been scared, galloping all around the paddocks, frightened the life out of them. So yeah, it's a bit hard when it's so close to residential.
Yeah.
But anyway, hopefully everyone had fun out there.
Yeah. Just hopefully if they do it again, they don't fly over our house.
That's right.
Fly over someone else's, isn't that what they always say?
That's right.
Make it someone else's problem. So we've had a big 2 weeks since we last had a chat. So when we were last talking, we were hoping to sign the lease to the property on that Monday, which is 2 weeks ago now, and we did. So it's been a bit of a journey.
All official.
Yeah. So we started a move-in process really about a week ago.
Yeah.
So we had to get a little bit of work done first with the electricals.
Yep.
To get some more power points put in. And
that was done quickly.
And some 15-amp power points, and our friend Linda, her husband, come out and did that for us.
He has an electrical business and kindly came out and did that. So that was the next day. We were thinking we're going well. Hopefully we can get the plumbing done in a couple of days as well and we'll be great. But no. So the plumbing still hasn't been done yet. So we've moved everything except the dyeing part of the business. I'm up there full time.
To the new location now. I'm still standing in water dyeing here, which isn't fun. But we've got the electrical stuff done now. So all the irons have moved up. All the cutting tables have moved up.
Sergers.
The sergers are up there. We've got desks.
Yeah,
that was fun with IKEA furniture. There was lots of swear words happening.
I supervised.
No, you actually left me alone.
For the last desk I did, I'd had enough.
Oh, that stuff is just horrible to put together.
I put 2 chairs together. I did my very first IKEA.
How many swear words were in those 2 chairs?
Yeah, well, there was 1 or 2. They don't make those things properly.
No, they don't line the holes up.
No.
And I think they deliberately leave things out of the instructions as well. But we managed to get the 2 desks.
And it looks great. And
you got the 2 chairs done. So it's starting to look like an office up there. We've started to move some of our junk up there.
Yep.
So half of my important stuff's up there, like my sea monkeys are up there.
The sea monkeys are on Brendan's desk.
Yeah. Well, they're 6 months old now, those sea monkeys. That's quite an achievement.
Anyway.
So the only thing that's outstanding now is the plumbing.
Which is quite important.
Yeah. It means I can't dye.
Yeah, it means Brent can't dye up there because we can't put the washing machines in. So
all the sinks to wash things out.
Thankfully, we're only about 6 minutes away from the new offices, but still, you're having to dye, wash, bring it up there, hang it up there. So it's a lot of time wasted going back and forward. But we've had 2 plumbing quotes this week.
Yeah. So the first plumbing quote we had was pretty much a ridiculous price, and involved demolishing a bathroom.
Yeah.
So not only was his bill pretty high, he was actually going to destroy a bathroom, and then we'd have to actually pay to get the bathroom rebuilt again. So it was probably going to cost about $10,000.
And he said it was the only way it could be done.
Yeah.
Absolutely the only way.
So we got another plumber out.
Who we'd used before.
Yeah.
The first guy was the guy the landlord had recommended.
Yeah.
So
we got a plumber that we used out before, Tuggerah Plumbing.
Yep.
And Jaden actually spent the time to actually look at the property. He went up in the roof.
Yep.
And he saw that all the plumbing is actually up in the roof.
Yep.
In this property, including waste, because the wastewater that's coming from the roofs runs down through there. Yep. So he come up with this ideal solution that only involves cutting 3 small holes in the wall.
Yeah, nothing to do with the bathroom. No tiles have to be demolished. Just a couple of holes to put the pipes in the warehouse part, which is what you thought anyway.
Which we had to do anyway. Yeah, so a couple of small holes and some sort of magic pump thing.
Yeah, which will pump the water up into the ceiling, out and down.
Through the drain.
Through the drain, which he found the other guy didn't even look for, the drain in the front of the property.
So
and heaps less money.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper as well. It's definitely a lot cheaper. We don't have to rebuild a bathroom.
Well, and it's about
whatever that was going to
almost $2,000 less than the other guy's bill. So yeah, so we've got the quote. We've submitted it to the landlord, and we should get the go ahead for that tomorrow.
Fingers crossed tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be in there either late this week or early next week, fully into the new premises.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to move all the racking up.
It's going to be so good.
And everything else. So I won't be standing in 2 to 5 inches of water when I'm dying.
Yeah, because the rain's just not stopping. So I think we've got 4 days of sunshine predicted this week, and then it's all back again next week. So the following week, sorry. But
we've had so much rain, the ground actually can't take any more water anymore. So I had to park the car on the grass at the front of the house. While our copier was being moved, our big printer photocopier was being moved. And the car was only on the front grass, so I can still see the ruts in the grass. It was only on there for 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most, and it sunk 4 inches into the dirt.
Yeah.
So
the backyard's just underwater. There's so much water now, it just can't drain away. Yeah. It's just, you can't even, you're going ankle deep in water, into the ground, because it's so soft now. It's almost like quicksand. You just sink ankle deep down. And there's even this black sludge all over what was grass that we think is just mould and stuff. We don't even, it looks like we've struck oil out there.
Yeah, some sort of slime that's growing.
Yeah.
It's just so
wet. It's bad. So anyway, but the good news, we won't have to worry about it much longer.
Yeah, hopefully late next week or early the week after, we'll never have to worry about it again. Which would be good.
Everything's drying up there well.
Yeah.
Because it's all climate controlled up at the new building. So everything you've been dyeing this last week, it's drying within 24 hours, which is good.
Yeah, it's really drying.
And we haven't even put the fans in there yet, which we will do once Bren's up there full time. We're going to put some big drying fans in there as well, but at the moment we're not really needing it.
I don't have the fans and the dehumidifier in there yet.
Yeah, so that's great.
So they'll go in probably 2 weeks' time we'll have those in. So at the moment we've got drying racking up there for about 96 yards, I think. And we'll bring that up once the build has finished for the dyeing area. We'll build that up to about 250. So we'll have drying space for about 250 yards, which will be good.
Yep. Get through all these orders.
Yeah. So I just can't wait for the plumbing to be done.
Yeah, I know. It's been a long couple of weeks for Brendan. So, and it's just not efficient for time when he has to keep running back. We're only about 6 minutes away. Thankfully, oh goodness, imagine if it was like an hour away or something. We couldn't do it. No. So yeah, but we'll have that news tomorrow. We'll ring them up. And they did say to us originally, would you like to use our plumber or your own? So they gave us the option of having our own, and we thought it was just going to be easier going through theirs. We thought, well, they've probably got a good deal with their local plumber, but yeah, the guy didn't even want to be there.
No.
Didn't even go into the roof. Didn't even have any idea the things were in the roof. Nothing. So I don't think there's going to be a problem approving our plumber. especially as it's much less money. So
and
not destroying the building.
No destruction to the building, which is probably the biggest thing.
The owner's got to be happy about that. So,
well, if I was the landlord, that'd be the quote I'd prefer. One that, because it wasn't just the bathroom; it was the internal wall that had to be demolished.
Oh, that's right. A whole internal wall had about a metre by a half metre that had to be removed. Oh, it was awful. It was awful. We thought, oh no. And then when this other fella come up, he just couldn't believe the things the other plumber wanted to do. So it certainly pays to get more than one quote. So, yeah. So it's going to be good news in about a week. So, yeah.
And then we've had a bit of drama.
Oh.
So,
wouldn't be a week for us if there was no drama.
Yeah. So about 2.5 weeks ago now, our Zweigart order was supposed to leave Germany. It didn't leave Germany 2.5 weeks ago. DHL didn't pick it up for 4 days. But it got in Australia within 2 days of them picking up, which is pretty amazing because it normally takes about a week. So I don't know what happened there. Planes aligned or something happened. It got here really quickly. But then customs seized it. Yeah, so it's about 2,500 yards of linen.
Yep.
And customs have had it now for over a week.
Oh, it's almost 2 weeks now.
Yeah. So normally it gets cleared through customs within a day because all the paperwork's there from Germany.
Yep.
It's linen. We're bringing the same things in every month, although this one is a bigger one than normal. But normally it all clears pretty quickly and goes through customs really quickly. But for some reason this time, I don't know if someone didn't tick the right box.
Yeah, it's gone into some sort of weird loop.
It's gone into some sort of loop, and customs had actually seized it for, what was it? Some sort of secondary inspection or something they called it.
It was weird.
And lack of paperwork.
But then they said, when DHL called them, they said all the paperwork's correct. We got the bill for the GST and the customs, so that was all fine.
Yeah.
And they just wouldn't release it. And DHL weren't very helpful.
No one was helpful.
Yeah.
No one could tell us why it wasn't going to be released,
or when it would be,
why it was being held. Only that it was being held, and the hold was indefinite. It could be a day, could be a week, could be a month, could be forever. They were really helpful. So I had a few choice words,
and then I phoned customs.
Yeah.
I phoned Border Security because DHL basically told us, well, we would have to do something. And when I phoned Border Security, they said, I can't tell you anything. It's 100% has to be done through DHL. And they would have received the reason it wasn't being released.
Yeah.
But the lady said that she couldn't see any reason it wasn't, but just for DHL to ring them. And we said, well, DHL said they have. And she said, well, they can't have done. So anyway, Brent had a few more choice words with DHL.
Yeah, so it was escalated through DHL.
Over the weekend.
Yeah, and we finally got an email about an hour and a half ago, which looks like it's finally moved.
Well, it's moved on to the next stage, which I think we'll have it by about Wednesday.
Yeah, so it's actually, the hold's been removed off it now, the customs hold. So the seizure has been revoked, and now it's just in the normal final inspection.
The normal clearing procedure, yeah.
The normal clearing procedure.
Which is usually about a day, so.
Well, it'll probably clear Monday morning.
And it'll be up here, because we're up further from Sydney. It'll be here by Wednesday. We'll be delivered Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday we'll have it. Hope, fingers crossed. We've just got to find somewhere to put it. Because I haven't ordered the racking for it yet, which I better do that this afternoon.
Yeah.
I just remembered that.
But it was a relief, I must admit, before we started filming to actually get that, because we were pretty sure it was going to get cleared.
It's just when it was going to get cleared.
It was just a bit scary. I thought, well, what if this goes on for weeks? We've got all these orders. I've got to get cut and serged. Brent's got to get it dyed. We've then got to iron it, pack it, get it out. It doesn't take a couple of days to do.
Yeah.
So, I've already lost a whole week of cutting and serging that linen. So, luckily we've got the last of what we've got left for you to dye, and then away we go. I'll get stuck into it as soon as it gets here. The good news is that's all up there now, so that won't take me anywhere near as long as it normally does. Our friend Naomi's been doing some of the serging for us, which we are eternally grateful for. So, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's just lucky I overbought.
Yes. You got more than you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also had some good news as well. We got accepted to attend summer school at the Attic in August.
Yep.
So in August, we'll be heading to Arizona. sunny Arizona to 130 degrees or something ridiculous. Heat at the end of summer there in Arizona to spend a weekend with Jean.
Stitching at the attic.
And all the lovely people that work at the attic and the wonderful designers from Arizona.
Yep.
So we'll be seeing a lot of our friends again.
Yeah, Brenda and Laura are going to be there, so they texted me straight away. They said they got in as well, so we were swapping texts. So it won't be as long as we thought before we see them again since the last time, so that was good. And a lot of people have been texting us saying, oh, yay, we're going too. So we're looking forward to meeting everybody.
Yeah, but all the texts we've been getting too about how we're crazy to go to Arizona in August because it's so hot. So...
Yeah, and we're used to being there sort of the first week of spring everywhere we've travelled. It's, it's lovely all the travelling we've done, but we always never get to see anything. We haven't been to the US in summer for about 10 years. And every time we see a state, we think, oh, imagine how pretty this would be with all the leaves back on the trees. And this time we're going to be there in summer. I'm excited.
Summer, the hottest part of summer.
Heat doesn't bother me.
Well, we'll see.
I grew up in a very, very hot town, way out in northwest New South Wales, where the summers are long and very, very hot. But as Brendan said, that's a few years ago now, so we'll see how we go. We need to shed a few kilos and get a bit fit before we go there. Well, we're going to have a 2-week vacation. We'll fly into Los Angeles this time, which is good because it's a couple of hours less in the plane. And we'll drive from Los Angeles to Arizona, have a 2-week holiday vacation in Arizona, have summer school, and then drive back.
You just sound like it's going to be really simple.
It is.
Driving in LA.
Well, I'm driving, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but I'm the person in the death seat, in the passenger seat.
Hey, look, I figure if I can drive in Houston, I can drive anywhere because that's a scary place to drive.
I think Los Angeles is scarier than Houston.
I don't want to think about it. Stop rating on that parade, Brendan. No, we're going to have great fun. Marg and Jim have been booked to look after the dogs again. Let's hope they're not evacuated with floodwaters like they were in March. Hopefully this time it'll all go well. But we've got the hotel booked. We just have to book our airfares now and away we go.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
We can't wait. So thank you so much, Jean. We can't wait to
Because it's actually going to be the first retreat we've ever actually attended where we don't have to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we have done in the past, for a better part of the last 10 years, run retreats here. When we had Linen and Threads, we used to run a lot of retreats. And
3 to 4 a year.
Yeah, 3 to 4 a year. And I remember that very first one was scary, but that's a long time ago. Well, we always get to the hotel when we're setting up, and we always see all the attendees, drinking cocktails, stitching in rooms, having great fun. And we always think, we're not in, we just want to be them. Well, we want to be stitching and drinking cocktails.
Wow, we've got 5 more hours.
Yeah. We're setting up things until the wee hours. Meanwhile, everybody else is onto their 3rd margaritas, but it'll be us for a change.
Yeah, this time it's going to be us onto the third. Well, we'll be on more than the 3rd margarita by the evening.
Well, we're staying in the hotel, so we're good.
Yeah.
But, we are very excited to actually be attending our very first one ever, so... And it's good for Brendan because it's been on his bucket list for as long as I can remember. So so you're very, very excited. So I figure if you're going to go to your first one, that's not a bad one to go to. So we're here. Yay. So yeah.
Yeah. And the other big thing that happened in the last couple of days is we started a Patreon account. We were going to, I think we discussed it previously on a previous
The last video.
Yeah. We were going to do it later in the year, but there's been a bit of peer pressure applied over the last week or so. So we actually bit the bullet.
Yep.
And we've actually set it up. The response we've had so far has just really blown us away. I think there's 106 people.
109, I think, last time I looked at it.
Have joined us. On the Patreon journey, which is absolutely amazing. We've set up 3 tiers, which we think, especially the 2nd and the 3rd tier, we think they're really good value.
Yep.
So depending on which tier you're signing up for, they include free charts. Well, not free charts, but they include new charts,
exclusives, fabric,
copies of all our releases, fabrics.
Yep. Zooms, stitch-alongs, all sorts of stuff. We're going to make it a lot of fun. And we'll add things as we go, as we think of things through the year. And there'll be months where people get more than is in the in that particular tier where we may have a bit more time and feel like spoiling everyone a bit more. But at the very least, everything that we've promised will be there, but there'll probably be some surprises as well along the way. So, yeah, we're really excited about it because I'm a Patreon of quite a few. It's funny because the last video I was questioning whether the Witchy Stitcher had one. And I did a search straight away. No, she didn't. Literally within 2 days, the Witchy Stitcher launched theirs. So I couldn't get onto that one quick enough. So I think I'm a patron of 5 now. So, but I love all of them. So it's actually been exciting to actually be running around. So Bren's a member of one Patreon channel. And what is it, Brendan?
Bigfoot Collectors Club.
Yeah. So it's all things cryptids and anyway. It's a fun one.
Don't roll your eyes and make fun of it. You listen to it too.
I do. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
So Patreons, I think it's just going to become more and more and more popular. It's a great way to interact with everybody, and I love supporting my designer friends as well. They're friends, but they're also designers who are making a living. So I would like to support them every way I can. And it's fabulous. They're wonderful, and I get all these wonderful designs and love to sort of stitch and chat with them. So so we thought, let's do it. And also too, because this last 2 weeks that I've been up at the new premises too, we've been finding I'm getting a lot of things done a lot quicker than normal.
There's no distractions there.
No, it feels so good up there. I'm loving being up there, and it'll be perfect when Bren gets up there as well. But I just thought, well, with all this time I'm actually saving, getting more work done, we can manage this now. We were going to wait until things settled a bit later in the year, but knowing us, there's never, the fabric orders for the shops are going to continue to come in. So there's never going to be a time when we're not busy. Oh, well, we hope. Yeah, touch wood.
Touch wood, fingers
touching
crossed.
Every bit of wood under the table.
Yeah, don't jinx us there.
Yeah, I'm always the one who jinxes. Yeah, so, what I mean is that it's always going to be busy. So that, you can put things off. We've had this ready now for a couple of months, and we've just been putting it off and putting it off. I think we're a bit scared to just take the plunge. And truthfully, I don't think it was the right time while we had everything here. It feels right now. We're up at the new premises. So that's going to be fun. So hopefully you can join us, and thank you so much to everyone who has. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Good news all around.
Yeah. Well, in the last week was your birthday.
Yes, thank you so much to everybody who wished me a happy birthday in the messages, on Instagram, Facebook. I had a lovely day. Yeah.
And you got lots and lots of presents as well.
I got lovely presents. Yeah. So my friend Linda and Naomi I had a stitching day with them. We went out to Linda's beautiful property. She put on a beautiful spread, food, cakes, everything, and it was just lovely. So I'll just show you some of my prezzies. My friend Jenny she sent my present early because she was going on a 2-week vacation up in Queensland, and I had this. I think almost about 2 weeks early. Jenny is so efficient. She gets things done. Like, I'm sure she's got our Halloween stuff already done, and I haven't even thought about it. So anyway, she said I could technically open it when it arrived, but I thought, no, I want to have something to open on my birthday, and I did squish around a little bit to see what it was.
A little bit. You didn't open it, but you had it on the shelf, and every day you're like this.
Yeah. Anyway. So she made me this.
It's amazing you didn't wreck it.
Yeah, like it wasn't breakable.
The amount of squishing that was done.
I could feel it was soft. Anyway, so this is a beautiful bag, and she's got a beautiful green zip because she knows green's my favourite colour, and with beautiful bees all over it. And look at the interior. It's beautiful green on the inside.
Garran green.
Yes, Gary would love that. We share a love of green. And then inside, see, this is all hopefully going to be in focus this time, like the first time.
Well, we're in focus, so hopefully.
We're in focus. Let's hope this is in focus. So Jen also did like about 1 million floss drops for me, all with a whippet on there.
Yeah,
and also too, I've got a sugar skull floss drop bling, which is beautiful. Is that focusing, Brett? Yeah, yes. I'm out of focus now, so it must be. And yeah.
Well, you're out of focus before as well.
I know, but I can see it even more.
I don't know what the autofocus was.
No, I don't know either.
I think it was focusing on
the stuff behind us. I think so too. Oh, actually, just quickly, speaking of the things behind us, quite a few people have asked, could we do a video of our wall behind us? We did actually put a video at the end of, I think, about our fourth video, but I was going to try to do it for this, to put a proper one on for this video, but we've just been so busy this last 2 weeks I haven't had a chance, so we're going to try to get that on for the next video, and I'll actually go over everything and actually say what everything is. And everyone asks in every single video, just in case you're wondering, that one there is Dutch Beauty by Perman, because I must get asked that a dozen times every video, so I do try to point that one out. Yes, so thank you very much, Jen. I love that so much. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, and my friend Naomi, she gave me this beautiful jar, and on the lid, now Naomi doesn't like to finish things, so she did an amazing job on this. This is Barbara Anna. I can't think of the name of the shop, but it's out the latest, I think it's the spring issue of Primitive and Punch Needle magazine, which you can get, I guess, from your newsstands or online. So I love that. Isn't that beautiful? It's got bees and everything on it, which is very appropriate. And then inside, I think that was the floss drop that she gave me to. I got two that day, so I just, either that was Naomi or Linda or vice versa, but it was from, yeah. It's got a dragonfly, of course. And in it, Naomi had a day up with our other friend Andrea up in Brisbane, and they were covering buttons. So I've got all these beautiful covered buttons, and I won't pull all these out because they'll go everywhere. But when I'm remodeling my craft room, now that everything's out, I want to start remodeling my craft room. So all these beautiful things will go in there. But she also made these cute little pin cushions that are all tucked nicely in this jar. And I think the jar's fabulous. It's kind of like a, it's sort of like a, what would you call that? I don't even know what shape that is. It's like a square at the bottom, square round jar. It's beautiful.
It's like a big salt and pepper shaker.
Yeah, I know, but isn't that beautiful? So that's gorgeous.
Put it over the side here.
Thank you. And I also got floss drops. So Naomi made some floss drops. I haven't punched them yet, but these are both of her mum. Naomi lost her mum quite early, so it's a lovely thing to have these photos. I will put something very special on those. So that's her mum, I think when she might have been a bridesmaid, I think. And then she has her lovely mum's wedding photo. I don't think you'll see that. So, yeah. So I've got to pick a very special project to put those on. I hope I'm not missing anything here. Oh, gosh, I don't think I am. So that was that. And I'll show you a lovely combined present I got in a minute. And from my friend Linda, I got, now this is fabulous because I also crochet. So this is a fabulous yarn bucket thing. So your wool goes in there or your yarn goes in there and then it comes out through the hole. So that is very, very handy because she knows I have to protect everything from Lily, who...
yeah, has turned into a little monster.
She's a sweetheart, but oh my goodness, she's trying through this puppy stage. She's one next month.
But also she's so bored.
Yeah.
Because they can't go out in the backyard and play because of all the water. So they're running around the house like mad things. And they've basically been locked in the house during the day. So she's destroying things. She's just so bored, she just destroys things.
And a few people have asked us about the thread, worried that she might be eating it.
Yeah, she doesn't actually eat them. So when she takes threads, she destroys the floss drop on the thread. She just rips it into pieces because she likes destroying things.
She likes paper a lot.
Yeah, she likes just ripping it up into little pieces and then throwing it all over the floor. But the threads themselves, she treats like a ball. She just throws them in the air and catches them. So you actually see her running around the house with a skein of DMC, or normally she tries to get silk. She's got good taste at least.
She's worked out how to open a project bag. Yeah,
she can actually... We've got to be careful now. We can't leave our project bags on the floor because she undoes the zips. She's worked out how to flick them with the claws so the zips get undone.
Once she starts moving it, she realises she just...
Yeah, so she's cunning like a velociraptor, the little thing. She's lucky she's sweet, otherwise she'd be dead.
She's the sweetest dog. She really is. You just can't be mad at her. But she's not eating the floss.
No, she doesn't eat any of it. She just... The floss she just throws and catches, and because it's...
And destroys, rips it to pieces.
Well, that's because it's in her mouth.
Yeah.
And it's getting all soggy, and as she's throwing it, it's getting caught on her teeth.
Tangled.
And then she's scratching it with her claws when she's picking it up, and it just shreds it. But she doesn't actually eat it.
And also, too, we're never far away. Like, we don't leave her for hours at a time, though, so she can eat. Like, I mean, we find out she's done it within a minute or so. Like, I mean, we just walk out of the room for not even 2 or 3 minutes. We come back in and
we're normally chasing her.
Yeah, we're normally chasing her. She actually throws it at Brendan sometimes like a ball that she wants him to throw and chase or something. It's actually quite funny. You have to try not to laugh.
Yeah, and she's discovered toilet paper as well.
Yeah.
So the other day she was running through the house with this big stream of toilet paper running out from her, where she had the roll in her mouth.
And
there's a big streamer behind her. So she's been having fun, at least, I guess.
Oh, we have to just keep remembering to close the hall to the bathrooms and the bedrooms, because she is just bored. Yeah. But yeah, not to worry. We're not letting her eat anything.
Well, the one worry was the other day when we had some money on the coffee table.
Oh,
we had some. I think it was a $20 note and a $10 note.
Yeah, I think it was change left over from. I went to the hairdressers and I paid cash at the hairdressers, and I just had some change left over on the table, which we don't ever have.
No,
we rarely have cash in the house.
No, we caught her with her tongue on the money, trying to lick it off the table so she could steal it.
I had to video it because it was hysterical, and I thought, I know I shouldn't even be doing this, but we could see her just slowly trying to get up on the coffee table. I thought, she's trying to get to that money, so I just videoed her. Sure enough, did it right in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
And, luckily it's Australian money has a plastic coating on it.
No, it's plastic money. It's
plastic money. Is it? Oh, polymer, whatever.
Yeah. It doesn't have plastic coating. It is plastic.
Okay. Anyway.
It's not paper anymore.
Every day it's another challenge with Lily. You can pretty much follow her escapades on our Instagram, because practically every day there's something new. She's a smart little minx, but she's just, what do they say? You've got 2 years of this. And Peaches was like that, 2 years. I don't think she was as naughty as Lily.
No.
Was she, or are we just remembering differently because she's well behaved now?
No, Lily's the naughtiest dog we've ever had.
Anyway, and it was Peaches' 4th birthday day before yesterday, so thank you to everyone who wished Peaches a happy birthday. Yeah. So, that was from Linda, and also this beautiful floss drop from Linda. Like I said, it's either that one or the other one, Naomi and her one.
You mixed them up, didn't you?
I know. I think this is right. I think I got it right. Well, because I'm using them now, so I don't remember. It was a week ago. And I just love this. This is I'm just going to hold it in because the glue, so I've got to actually glue it back in. This is a beautiful design from Scattered Stitches that Linda made into this. She put it in one of the little pie tins, and I love that so much. That can now come out of my to-do. It's in my list of things I wanted to stitch, so I don't have to do that anymore. So isn't that beautiful? It was a very bee-related birthday. Isn't that gorgeous? Just love that so much. And then from my friend Andrea, who makes the beautiful, oh God, what have I dropped? Oh, it's okay. Just one moment. Oops.
Oh, that's a good look.
Oh, thank you, Brendan. You better not be seeing my backside in that thing. You'll have to edit that out if you can.
No, big butt just went into the screen.
Shut up, Brendan. I'll smack you. Yeah, so my friend Andrea, who makes the beautiful project bags, she made this beautiful one. That's all piece. The front of that is all piece in the new Blackbird Fabrics range. Look how beautiful that is. It's just gorgeous. Lovely interior. And then, to match that, she made me one of the pin cushions, which I love. And she also, again, she pieced this from the side so it matches the front, and the K is, she stitched is green, of course. So that's it's beautiful. It's actually full of lavender, and it's beautiful. So, yeah, there we go. So that was beautiful from Andrea. I'm looking at everything before and I'll show you what I'll show you what they made for me in a minute because that's going to get back to what I'm stitching as well. But my dad and Margie came up and we went out to dinner for my birthday with them, and they gave me this beautiful, it's called the Stitching Lady, and it's from Norfolk Island where they lived for 5 years, and I think they said it's from an artisan over on Norfolk, I think they said, and it's just beautiful. She's got sewing on her lap and at her feet, and that's just beautiful. So I'm going to either have that in my craft room when it finally gets redone, or I'll take that up to the offices. Can you actually put that? I'm worried that's going to break.
But she's pretty.
She's beautiful. Just beautiful. So, and then my friend, on Tuesday, I met my friend Jody. She lives down south, so we usually meet halfway. We've tried to meet for quite a few times, but COVID has usually shut everything down, but now life's getting back to normal a bit. We were good to go this time, so we went to lunch at our favourite restaurant, and I got my beautiful gift from Jody. And so this is going, when the rain, if it ever stops again and we can get back to getting our garden into some sort of order, I'll be hanging this. It's a beautiful bird feeder because I love birds. So that's a gorgeous bird feeder. And also she got, oh, sorry about that.
Sorry for your ears.
Broke a few eardrums. A beautiful, beautiful plant in a beautiful pot that's actually up at the offices. So I'll get Brenda to put a photo in. He's going to curse me because it's one more thing he has to edit.
Who's going to remember to take that photo?
I already took one.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, because I went, I'll be editing the video at like 11 o'clock at night,
yes,
and then you're looking for the photo.
Oh, I know. And she also bought this for me. This was, it's called Simply Modern. It's a quilt, because I'm a quilter as well. I saw this quilt made at a quilt show we went to not that long ago, and we found out that it was in a past issue of a magazine that comes from France. So Jody bought it for me, and the quilt that I want to make, there's many of them, but it's that pear quilt on the cover. So I've now got the magazine with the pattern, and I think she's going to make that one with me. So that was lovely. And I just remembered I forgot this thing from Andrea as well. Andrea, I think in our last video I said that I pinched your jackalope cards and that I'd have to buy some more from Andrea. So she saw that video and put more of them in with my birthday present.
So they must be my ones then.
They are not your ones, baby. This is my birthday present. Look, lots of them. I love those ones. I might give your original ones back. I haven't decided.
You've already written on them
I
and used them.
have not written on them, Brendan. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I have. Who knows? Okay. And Brendan got me a new phone, which...
We didn't get it because of the phone.
No, because I still have my Apple phone. I used to have a Huawei phone. And for one reason or another, we won't go into. I haven't had the last two versions of it, but it has the best camera on the cell phone market by a country mile. And the new one just got released. That has Leica lenses in them and everything. I'm a photographer in a previous life, so for me, it's just the best. It's so, so good. So Brennan actually bought me the phone as a camera, basically. So I'll carry that phone around just so I can take photos. So that was lovely. I got a beautiful...
Well, you can't really use it for much else because it doesn't have Google services.
No, it doesn't have Google services because anyway. But it's a magnificent phone. I just wish it did have Google on there, but it doesn't. Brennan also bought me, and you can see this beautiful bracelet. Again, I probably should put a photo in. It's a Thomas Sabo bracelet, and 100% of the proceeds go to a children's charity in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So it just says, "For us, love and peace," which is what's on the little bracelet, and it's got yellow and blue crystals. So that was lovely. And this was lovely that Brent bought me. I'm not going to put this close enough so you can see my actual year of birth. But there's a company here, and actually they're all over the world. But
the first picture.
Hey?
The second paper's
just a bonus.
Yeah.
But this is a newspaper, and they're actually real newspapers. They're not reprints or anything like that. But this newspaper was printed the day I was born. I'm going to put it way back here. They're all going to be pinching and zooming up.
Everyone's going to zoom on the date now.
That's actually got, if anyone's from Australia, that's actually got Harold Holt on the cover, who was our Prime Minister in the 60s. And in the very late 60s, he disappeared while swimming off a beach down at Cheviot Beach down in Victoria.
He got picked up by a Russian submarine.
So that was a big shock in the 60s. So, so I still haven't had a chance because we have been out filming a new place, but I can't wait to just go. It's just amazing just to see what was happening on the day I was actually born. There's a authenticity, certificate of authenticity in there, and I just think that is a lovely gift. So if you're looking for something unusual, a gift, and once they're gone, aren't they? So I think what happens is every so often, if you look and there's nothing for your date of birth, there usually is. It's because you want something from New South Wales, a New South Wales paper, but they might have none for that day. But then if you check 6 or 7 months later, they might have more because they source them from different places.
Well, it just depends on whose archives they buy. So they bought them from they buy them from libraries and from the newspapers themselves as well, and they're getting rid of
their archives and stuff. Yeah, so it's just fantastic, and it's the late final extra, this magazine, this paper, and I was bought at 10 to midnight, so it was pretty close to my actual time of birth that this actually came out. But it's interesting to look at little things. Our Sydney Opera House in Sydney, you always see pictures of the Harbour Bridge, which was built in the 30s, but then the Opera House, I think, was opening about 1973.
Yeah, early 70s.
And to build it, they had a lottery, an Opera House lottery, and you can actually buy tickets for the Opera House lottery in here. So anyway, but I just want to wait until things have calmed down and I've got time to just sit back and really have a good read of that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Put that over there, baby. And, this was another little bag I got, which is a little bee bag. And the little, which is really cute. And the little toggles look like little bee skips. So that's cute. Now, a big surprise on the day, because I think I mentioned in the last video that my birthday stitch-along was for humming of the bees. A lot of the ladies on our Zoom today did that, which we'll talk about later. So what was a lovely surprise is I went to Linda's place on my birthday with it all kitted up, ready to go. But Naomi and Andrea surprised us all. There's about 6 of us in our little stitching group. Jodie and Mollymook, Ronnie up in Brisbane, Andrea up in Brisbane, Linda, Naomi and I. And so we all got, so they were Zooming with all of them as well, and we all got to open at the same time, because we didn't, obviously Andrea and Naomi knew about it, but we didn't, the rest of us didn't. We all got the same thing. Andrea made the project bags for all of us doing the sale, which is beautiful, all bees over it, just gorgeous, all bees on the inside. So that was wonderful. And then I had to change all my floss cards over because they also did ask, you want to put that in the thing, a floss drop with the project and floss cards with the project. I think they're shining too much on those. And they're the beautiful cards and the blingy jewelry. So, and the two more little pin cushions to go with that. So that was a lovely, lovely surprise for all of us. And I just forgot too. Linda also gave me, can you see that? Oh, I don't have the card with the maker on it. Nope, I don't have it anywhere. I don't know where it is. Yeah, we're just going to just put it on the back of that one. So she also gave me a beautiful bee needle minder to go with this project. They said I love bees. So yeah, I did have the card of that maker when we did the first run around, and now I don't know where I put it.
Lily probably got it.
Lily's probably got it, yeah. So, yeah. So, so that was kind of, I think that's all of my birthday hauls, isn't it, Brett?
I think so.
Raved on long enough about all that. So thank you so much to everyone. You made my birthday very, very special. So if you're going to have another year around the sun, it's good to have it with family and friends. So, yeah. Next one is yours, baby, in a couple of weeks.
Yep, in June.
Yeah. So
just before we filmed this for the first, just after we filmed this for the first time,
yep.
We had a Zoom,
our
monthly Stitch With Us Zoom.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, we had about 20, the height, I think we had about 25, 26 people join us for the Zoom.
Yep.
We spent, I think we were there for 3.5 hours today.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 2, but as always, we went over.
Yeah, so that was lots of fun.
Mm.
So our next one is on the 19th of June, I think.
I think that's it.
Yeah, so if you wanted to come along and join us for that Zoom, then on the shop.foxandrabbit website, there's an events page, and you can register to get tickets.
It's free.
Yeah, so we're just doing tickets so that we can, make sure, we don't want 500 people turning up.
It'd be nice, but it'd be lovely to have 500 people.
A bit egotistical, but
I was going to say, firstly, we'd never get 500 people. Secondly, it's just, it's just nice to be able to talk to everybody. And if there's too many, you just can't.
We limited it to 50 tickets to the event on the basis that probably, things are going to happen.
Well, 50 people signed up, but we got about 26 come. So that's always typical. So it was good. About the same as we had for Thursday, which was lovely.
Yeah.
From all around the world.
Yeah, so thank you everyone that came, especially people from the UK who
we had
come
3.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it was I think it was about
11.
We had 2 from Scotland, 1 from Wales.
They started at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, finished about 2:30. So thank you for hanging in with us. It's so hard. We wish we could pick a time zone, a time that was good for everybody, but there's always going to be someone. Like for us, it's 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. For New Zealand, it's 10 o'clock Sunday morning. They've probably got the best time. For the United States, depending on the time zone, I think it's anything from 3:30 to 6:30 on a Saturday.
No, it's 3 till 6.
3 till 6 on a Saturday. But the UK, unfortunately, is about 11.
Yeah, it's the middle of the night.
So thank you so much. It was and it was just lovely to know that they were up that late. So yeah, and they all had fun. I think
so.
I think everyone had fun.
We did anyway.
We certainly did. So yeah, and a few people had not done Zoom before, and they texted us afterwards to say it was good fun and they'll come next month. So yeah, so thank you. And I didn't get any stitching done. I think Bren got about 6 stitches in.
No, I did more than 6. I think I did like 25.
But some of them got a lot of stitching done this morning. It was just like, wow. But yeah, so that was good fun. So and hopefully they can join us next month.
Talking about stitching, Miss Karen.
Yes,
what have you been stitching in the last 2 weeks?
We've done nothing. I feel terrible. Our news, unfortunately, this video is just all about our move and stuff, so I hope we haven't bored everyone too much. I've pretty much just done this birthday, so I just started humming of the bees, and I've just done practically. It's pretty pitiful, really, but that is my stitching so far. I went with that piece of linen that I dyed. It was the original one out of the 4 I showed last video that I actually that I really liked, and I thought it was going to be a little bit too dark, but it's actually, when I did the floss toss, it was the one that I liked the best. So yeah, so that, I don't think you can see that very well, but that's
just push me out of the way.
That's okay, baby. So that is all the stitching that I've done. So what about you?
Well, I've done next to nothing. We haven't really had time.
No, I was going to say it's been productive but busy. So yeah, I mean, our plan is to have a productive day up at the offices, and then come home in the afternoon, leave it all up there, and come home and have a restful night, which will happen as soon as the plumbing's done. So
I did a tiny little bit of stitching today on Thursday Priscilla doors from Hemlock and Ryan. So we also have another Zoom on the first Sunday of first Sunday for us of every month for that.
Yeah.
We had our first one of those just before we recorded the last.
On the 1st of May. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same day. Same day.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you can see. That's all I've done. A little bit of the water. So, I think I did 20 stitches today. I just haven't had time to stitch.
Oh, it's a needle.
It's my,
yeah, I was trying to work out. I couldn't work out what that was.
It's not a fault in the fabric. You don't have to find.
I thought he had a pink. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm doing that on the bright colorway, which is so far out of my comfort zone. And on saltbush, on 40 count saltbush, and obviously Bigfoot's there to make sure that everything goes okay.
That's the one Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny made that one for me.
Yeah. So look. So as I said, we do plan on stitching at night. Like once things get.
We just got to catch up.
We just got to catch up. Yeah.
It'll be about another month, I think.
But we feel quite confident now that it is all going to run the way we thought it would. It's worked out just for me. I've been getting so much designing done this last 2 weeks just while I'm waiting on all this fabric to arrive. I had obviously planned on starting cutting and serging that last week. Well, when that didn't happen, I just thought, well, I'll still go up every day, and I've just been getting a lot of designs done, so that's good. I've finished the sampler for the Homespun Facebook exclusive group. It's a look, I always get it wrong. Homespun Sample and Needlework Facebook group or something like that. It's they do exclusives with designers who link up with a shop. So we were approached by a shop and asked would we do the exclusive for the group, and we said yes. So that one will be out in October. So I'll have to check and see if I can give you some sneak peeks as I stitch the model for that one, but that's done. One of our autumn releases, one of my designs has been done, and that'll go off to Naomi to model stitch next week. So I've got a lot done this last 2 weeks. Trying to get as much in before all this linen arrives. So yeah, so we'll get a lot more stitching done once things settle down.
Maybe.
No, we will. It'll be good.
I still stitch slow as anything.
Oh, you still slowly. I know. It's actually interesting. Brent always says he stitches slowly, but sometimes, when he has sat down here at night, he actually stitches a lot quicker than he thinks he does. It's just at the moment just finding time. But as I said, our life's starting to settle right down. Once all this backlog of orders goes out, we'll be leaving it up there at 5 every afternoon, coming home and just having a normal life. So that's the aim.
Yeah, but
probably not till June though.
I've got to balance off between stitching Thursday and my Plum Street one.
He's only got the 2. Oh, and then you've got your birthday start next month.
Yeah. Yeah, so Mary Wynn Farms, Mary Inglis.
Yep.
I didn't bring it over here. It's my favourite sampler because it's got a beautiful blue-roofed house.
Yeah.
We actually got a notice during the week that there's a small error on the chart as well. Mm. So I think everyone that's bought the chart, from Melinda, from her Etsy site, has already received notification of the error. But just in case you haven't,
it's not a big one.
No, it's just the DMC conversion on the chart for parchment. It's incorrect. It should be 739.
So there's no chart error. There's nothing wrong with the chart. It's just that if you're doing it all in DMC, the substitute for parchment is 739.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was on the chart, but it should be 739. So not a big thing, but just in case you didn't see that notification from Melinda, we just said we'd mention it as well. But Brett will mention it again when we do the sale next month. So.
Yeah, so I'll start stitching that on my birthday, which is the 12th of June.
Yep.
So I'll have 3 going.
You will. Who are you? Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if I can handle 3.
Yeah, but that'll be fun.
Mm.
So what's next on your list, Bren? I've forgotten we've already done this one, so I've forgotten what we've said and what we haven't said.
I had to rub out all the crosses where I crossed everything out on my super duper list. So as usual, I'm making Karen follow the list.
Yes, I'm doing it.
And she doesn't like it one little bit.
No. It's all good. So
I'm going first.
Oh, you're going first. Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't buy much. I bought 2 cones of 310.
Yeah.
Wow. Really exciting.
Cone of Doom.
Yeah. So I got these from a store in Australia with the best name.
Yeah, look at this.
Frankenstein's Fabrics. A great card. So they're actually...
And they're in Gosford.
They're just down the road from us.
Are they an actual shop?
She's a machine quilter, I think.
Oh, to check it out.
But she also does some needlework and things. I think you can visit her to pick up, but I'm not sure if she's actually a shop.
But how good's that? And look at the colour of that card. Perfect.
Yeah, green. But I love the little bat. I think he's gorgeous.
And her last name is Franks, so that's very good.
Well, I don't quite know why she's got a vampire bat instead of a Frankenstein's monster.
I don't know.
It still looks cute.
It's very cute, though.
And she also put a little present in as well. A little pair of baby scissors.
If you ever stitch on a plane.
No, you don't. I guess if you won't worry about those getting confiscated. I actually haven't opened them up.
I was just about to say, why have you not opened them?
Oh, they're zip tied, so I can't open them. But it looks like they've got a tiny little, like, 1/2-inch blade, 1-inch blade.
Yeah. So that's it?
That's it.
Sure you didn't buy anything else?
I bought a lot of other stuff, but...
He's bought a lot of stuff. He's been up there making the IKEA furniture, like we said. It's... yeah,
there's been lots of swearing from IKEA furniture.
Like I said, I can't remember what we've told you, what we haven't told you this time or the last video.
All the clotheslines that I had to put together and put up.
My chairs. Like I said, I think we mentioned this on this video. I think we did.
You put the chairs together, and there's lots of swear words from you putting chairs together. You only had 2 chairs. It should have taken you like 3 minutes a chair, and it took you like 2 hours. In
my defence, did all the holes line up properly, Brendan?
Well, they did if you actually put it together.
If you had to step on it, like you had to push it with all your weight to try to, for me to get that screw in.
That's how IKEA furniture works.
Anyway, never again.
You hit it with a hammer.
Oh. But it all looks really good. But Brendan took, I think, again, I can't remember if we've already told you this or it was in the previous video, but Brendan took two nights, long nights, putting those desks together, but they look fantastic now.
100 swear words with every desk.
Yeah. And each time it was like, they haven't put this stuff in. They've done it all wrong. They've done it wrong. I'm thinking, well... I'm sure they've done it right. It's just you need to relook at the instructions.
But the other problem is because I can't tell my left from my right.
Yeah.
When they tell you to put things on the left and I put it on the right.
Brent, he can't tell left from right. It's weird.
Yeah. So I put your cupboard doors on back to front. I didn't realise until after I'd finished, and then I had to try and work out how to unscrew it and screw it back up again when everything's already sealed up. It wasn't fun.
And it's fun when we're driving in the States and he's giving me directions because, I'm already driving on the wrong side of the road and, the different side of the road.
I don't say left or right anymore, I point.
He now points, we need to go that way. So it's like, oh my goodness. Actually, your mother's exactly the same, so it must be hereditary.
Yeah, my grandmother was the same as well.
It's not dyslexia because you're not dyslexic, but it is a form of something that I heard something on the radio the other day. They were talking about that exact thing. It is an inherited thing, and so there you go. So there is a reason for it, baby. Blame your mum. So okay, so I think I mentioned before I've started doing One Nation by Bygone Stitches. And because I started it with a couple of colours, I realised I was going to need something like 10 of each colour. So I thought, given what dye lots and stuff can be like, I decided to just order them all in. So I've got enough now to do the whole thing. I'm just going to use white for the white. I like DMC white. I did have some classic colourworks. I think it was Snowball or something, but you weren't going to see the variation in that one. So, and everyone I know that's stitching this has all said they just changed to white. So I got a whole stack of Blacksmith Blue by Classic Colourworks and a whole stack of Cupid by Classic. They're the 2 colours I chose. So
red's pretty.
Isn't that red beautiful? I would have. There's a red I love called Victor by Cottage Garden Threads, which I probably would have gotten as well, but I'd already started doing it in Cupid. But I'm very, very happy with that dye lot, and it's basically the same as. Oh, you can see that beautiful variation in that. Really, really pretty. As I'd already started, I just wanted to finish doing a stock up in the ones. So I've got enough now that'll be my travelling project in the States. Because as I said, I want to stitch the States as we visit them. So that was the first thing I bought. Okay. My friend Carol It was a patchwork shop. She orders me in these beautiful fat quarter packs. And this one, it's French. Because it's French General.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. I don't know.
We'll just show the label.
I don't even know. We'll just show that label. That's the name. That's the name of the range.
We're Australian. We can barely speak
English.
I
hate massacring another language. So, okay. So, and I haven't undone them because I hate to undo them. But I'm eventually going to have to because now that
do.
Yeah, but I will.
You never do, but you've got a whole bunch of them just sitting there with the
Carol's the same. Carol said she's the same. She doesn't want to undo them either. But when I get my craft room done, which I plan on doing after everything's set up up there.
They'll sit on a shelf with all the others so you can look at them and fawn over them.
That's probably true. But I do love them. But I do want to, one of the things I do want to do once we get organised in front, I want to start doing some quilting again because I haven't done it for ages. And I've got quite a few quilting friends who are wanting to do some projects with me. So I will do that. So, and I will use these. I will do them, Brendan.
What?
I will.
In 10 years' time, they'll still be in that ribbon, sitting on a shelf, looking pretty.
Oh, this from the man who puts in 6 stitches a week. Excuse me. At least I finished a few things last week. Don't ask me when my next finishes will be, but anyway. Okay.
Wow. I can fix that. You're going to be working like a dog now.
I'm in trouble. Okay, I think we were talking about...
Don't expect to go home until after 8 or 9 o'clock every night.
Not happening, Brendan. I'm actually enjoying being up there. I think I'm getting home at about 7 at the moment. You're sort of usually finished the day and I'm still up there designing. The trouble is, though, the gates to the complex close. It's supposed to be 8 o'clock, but I don't think they've reset them for daylight savings. So they've been closed. We can get out, but you just can't get in after a certain time. So if Brendan wanted to come up and...
After 7.
After 7. And the only way you can do it is if I'm still in there because then I can put the car at the gate so it will open and he can come in. But, yeah, we've got to ask them about that. I think they need to go up there and set the thing because 8 o'clock's good, but 7, you kind of still might want to duck back up there. Excuse me. Okay, so we're talking about Patreon, and I know I mentioned last month that I'm a patron of Teresa Kogut. And last week, I'm a month behind myself because I still haven't printed May off yet. But I thought I was showing you April's, but it was March. So now I've printed April's, and I still haven't printed
May.
I've downloaded, but I haven't printed May. May's all very patriotic, but I do love patriotic as well. So these are so if anyone's looking at joining, it's a fantastic one. I belong to Tier 4. So this one is Dazzling, I'm going to do this, baby, Dazzling Raspberries. Teresa said I'm allowed to show these, so these were for April. This is Strawberry Delight.
It's pretty dumb.
Isn't that beautiful? I like the Dazzling Raspberries. I also love this. This is Cherry Jubilee. So if you watch or follow Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, I know on her latest Instagram post, I haven't watched her latest Flosstube yet, but I'm sure she's probably showing it, although I think she's in her exam period at the moment. But this one's called Cherry Jubilee, and she's probably about half done stitching this, and it looks beautiful.
Oh, it's gone all floppy.
But when you see them stitched, oh my goodness, it's looking beautiful. So if you check out Michelle's Instagram, you'll see a photo of that. And the good thing is, same as ours with our Patreon charts, I'm going to, they'll just be the computer generated ones like this because, you know, they're a pretty good representation of the design. But when you see it stitched, as you can see Michelle's, so much more beautiful. I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, Modern Folk Embroidery. Oh, it's dangerous getting on Jacob's page, honestly. I think I was watching Evertote, Carolyn from Evertote, and she had this little one part stitched, and of course it's a bee. I don't know that you can see it very good on this. It's a bit dark, this print, but it's called a Beekeeper's Pincushion. It's very, very pretty. I don't know that you can see that. It's a bit dark. Yeah, it is. It's a bit dark.
I don't know why you didn't adjust the...
Well, I didn't actually even notice until I just had it then.
It's very dark.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's got... how doth the little busy bee a beekeeper's pincushion?
It's got a beekeeper.
But in the actual photo, you'll see it on Jacob's website. It actually you can see it's quite a bright gold thread, so it does stand out a lot better. But this one Now, I'm not even going to try to explain the whole charity thing for this because I know I'll just muck it all up. But the best thing is have a look. Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery and Carolyn from Evertote do they did a Zoom together and filmed it. I think it's on Jacob's latest Flosstube, and they explain all the charity component of this chart. So I'll leave you to go and watch that video because they explain everything beautifully. But this is just beautiful, and Jacob started stitching himself. It's just gorgeous. It's called Birds from Bernard's Books, and as I said, it's got a fantastic story behind how Jacob come up with this design. What I think 50% of the proceeds go to charity to do with Caroline's husband. Again, watch that video. It's all explained, and this is just beautiful. So I think I don't know that I want to start that now, or I know Jacob's doing the black sampler stitching for November. I might even hold it off till then. I'm not sure, but I'm kind of tempted to start that one. Now this one was Michelle Bendy-Stitchy's, one of her releases at market. And I meant to buy it there, but I didn't get back to her room until after they'd packed up and everything. So I was just waiting until she released it on her Etsy store. So I know a lot of people have started this. There's quite a few stitch alongs for it. I'm going to kit it up. I'm going to do a silk conversion. But this is 1844 Lady Man. I know Oliver that used to work for Fire Poppies before they closed. He's running the sale, I think. But that is fantastic. Look at that. So I thought I'm going to bouge it up and do it in silk, do a silk conversion. So yeah, so you can find that in your local needlework shop. I know a lot of needlework shops have it, but also from Bendy-Stitchy on Instagram. Now this next one has a bit of a story. Years and years ago, when we had the shop as well, we used to stock charts from Needleprint. Jacqueline from Needleprint got the rights to a lot of these. What are they, Brendan? Ackworth samplers. Now,
it says right in the middle of the pack.
Thank you, baby. I can't see. So anyway, I had this back then as well, but for some reason I sold all the charts. They were always limited edition. But when Jacqueline decided to no longer do needleprint designs, Stitchy Box brought the rights to all of the Ackworth designs. So it's wonderful. You can now buy them as PDFs. Now
they beat us by now.
Oh, Brendan went to buy it, and it was a long story, and it still upsets him. So we aren't even going to go there. It's a long time ago now, baby.
They beat you by an hour.
You have to let it go.
I can't.
So anyway, he found out about it too late. Anyway, the joys of living in Australia, I tell you. Anyway, doesn't matter. You had like a week to do it, turns out.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, but you would have if you'd known about it in time, I mean.
No,
so I think it was for sale for like a week or something.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't it?
It was like 2 hours it had been for sale, and I woke up.
Oh, that's what it was. That's right.
I woke up and found out the business was for sale.
And got sold an hour beforehand. Like I said, not bitter much at all.
No.
Because at the time,
grudges.
You know how Brendan loves samplers, and the Ackworth samplers are just fabulous, and you love all of them, don't you?
But this was the main reason why we also wanted to get them as well.
Yeah, I know. Well, the main reason being because out of all the ones that we had through the shop when Needleprint had them, the one that I was always drawn to was the Sarah Moon. Now this is because I couldn't find my original anywhere, so I only had a really bad working copy. So I thought, you know what, I'll just buy it again from Stitchy Box, because it's a PDF and I can probably load it onto Pattern Keeper or something anyway. This is called Sarah Moon. The chart I did have was a beautiful, Needleprint did them on cardstock, like a whole book. It was beautiful. But that wouldn't have been very cost effective for Stitchy Box to do it that way. I think the printing used to cost Jacqueline a fortune. And needless to say, I think the charts used to be a lot dearer too when they were printed and everything. But the funny thing was, there was the Beatrix Potter one, which is beautiful. There are all these other ones. But for some reason, I was always drawn to Sarah Moon. No reason other, because they were all very similar kind of Quaker samplers. But I thought this was the one I always wanted to stitch. Well, then my dad, who is from England, one night he sent me, my uncle, his brother had done our whole family history, because it's very difficult. That side of my family starts in England. So my Uncle Chris had been researching our family long before the internet even started. So he started making trips back to England back in the 80s, researching stuff, going and getting microfiche from libraries. And, of course, he was able to finish it all up once things were all online in recent years. So he sent the whole family, our entire family tree. He went back centuries in England. Well, I was going through it, and I don't know what made me look, but all of a sudden I saw a name on there, and I thought, oh my gosh, like my, whatever, 5th great-grandmother or 4th great-grandmother or something, her name was Sarah Moon. I thought, what a weird coincidence. That's the same as that sampler that I've always loved. Well, anyway, when I looked at the dates and I started, and Brendan said to me, go and get the sample and have a look. And I said, oh, it's not the same person. And he said, just go and get, because we obviously had all the details on Sarah that my Uncle Chris had gathered, the town, the parents, the date of birth, where she grew up, where she went to school, the whole thing. So I went and I rummaged and found the sample. This is quite a few years ago. And so we're looking, because there was a lot of, I don't know if it's actually on here. No, Caroline used to, not Jacqueline. Jacqueline used to include, a lot of information about the person, but it looks like there's just a small bit there. And so as I'm reading the history on my chart, it married up with Uncle Chris's information, same town, same birth date, same everything. I think the only difference was, I think whoever, Uncle Chris's is definitely right, but I think they had the father's first name wrong or something on the sampler, because they didn't have much information on the parents, whereas my Uncle Chris had all the information, and it turns out it's her. She's my either 4th or 5th great-grandmother. So what a small world that is. I personally think I should have dibs on the actual original, seeing as I'm a great-great-granddaughter.
Probably one of thousands.
But how bizarre is that to... I just thought it's so weird how this was the sampler I was always drawn to out of all the other beautiful aqua samplers. And, 100% my great-grandmother. So that's very exciting. So I will start that soon. So I'm not starting any stitch-alongs right now, but when I am ready to do that, I'll see if anyone wants to join me. So now, my last purchase... I haven't been as bad this last 2 weeks.
We haven't had time.
No, we haven't had time. That's
and we didn't have
point.
internet for a while as well.
Oh, yeah. That's right. The Witchy Stitcher. As many of you know, I finished the Cryptid Stitch Along that I finished about 3 or 4 months ago now, I think. Well, Meg has announced, I think we mentioned in the last video, the big double announcement that was on at 3 o'clock our time turned out to be her Patreon, as I said, which was great. Joined that straight away. And the second was that she's now doing, I don't know, it's a companion piece, but it's the follow-on piece from the Cryptid Stitch Along, and that's the Supernatural Stitch Along. So I've stitched the Cryptids for Brennan. I'm absolutely doing the Supernatural ones for me. So you can find the details on the Witchy Stitcher. You can either buy it through the Witchy Stitcher Etsy store or directly on Meg's Witchy Stitcher. You should
always buy direct.
Try to buy direct, because that way you don't lose all the Etsy fees and stuff. So the Witchy Stitcher's website, which is thewitchystitcher.com, I think.
It's written down there.
Where is it?
Isn't it written there?
Yes, it's thewitchystitcher.com. I thought so. It's just that she's in Canada, so I wasn't sure. And you can go straight to this. You just pay the one fee for the whole year, and every month you just get sent the new chart. The very first month it starts the 1st of June, and we'll be getting the whole border, just as we did with the Cryptid Stitch Along, and then every month you'll get a new supernatural person, thing, creature, supernatural being. So it's, once again, we're going to need those cones of doom, because there's going to be a lot of black in there. So we've got the first...
So it runs from June till November.
June till November, yeah, every week. So every week you get a new creature. So...
You get some weeks off.
You get the odd week off, yeah. What's that, the 29th of July?
Like the last week of each month you get off.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it is too. So you do get a break, so that's really good because we found with the, I was lucky, I kept up with the cryptid one, but, you know, some people got a little behind, and those, every 3 or 4 weeks, having that catch-up week where we had a week off, helped everyone catch up. So it's really, really good fun. Then, well, I don't know about this one. I'm thinking it's along the same lines. It's not a huge stitch every week. I was able to do it every week. It usually took me, like, the date was released, I would stitch it that day and then put it aside for the week. I was quite good at doing that until we got to the last one, which you were supposed to stitch and never did, but that's all right.
I stitched half of it.
You stitched 10 stitches, Brendan.
3/4 of it I stitched.
Not.
Probably 90% actually.
Anyway, he did like 10 stitches at the bottom of the last Bigfoot frame. But anyway, it's going to...
I'm sure it was 95%.
I'm sure you're 95% not stitched. But we still haven't got... I meant to say, too, we were supposed to get that frame back. And I'll have to ring them tomorrow and find out why my frame's not ready of my moonsick. Because I need to drop off the cryptid sale to get framed.
Well, we need to see how they frame first.
Yeah, we don't want to do it until we see what that one looks like. So I'll ring them tomorrow to see. We were hoping to have that to show this video, but I'll ring them tomorrow. So yeah, so that's the Supernatural Stitch Along by the Witchy Stitcher. So if anyone wants to join me on that one, we'll be starting that together on the 1st of June.
6th, wasn't it?
1st of June, isn't it? It's usually the first day, isn't it? Oh, I've probably got this wrong. I'm sure Brendan's right.
No,
June 1st, yeah. And then it's weekly after that, so yeah.
Well, then it doesn't start again until July. Your first creature is in July, so
yeah.
You've got a month.
Oh, sorry, yes, I meant to tell you, that's right. You've got a month to do the big frame around it, and then it's every week. So it's a creature a week from July. So as you did with cryptids, you had a month to stitch the whole frame, and then it went to weekly. Yeah. So that'll be, I'm assuming, I don't know, vampires and... anything supernatural, ghosts and things. I don't know. It's going to be fun. Right up my alley. The cryptids were him.
And there's a few you never heard of.
I hope so, because there's a lot of cryptids I've never heard of. So yeah. So that is all my purchases, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty good. Like in my defence, the Patreon one weren't purchases. That just comes with my Patreon every month.
Yeah, but also I've kept you busy for 2 weeks, so you haven't had time to go shopping.
Yeah. It's true. I think there's going to be a lot less purchasing in the next few weeks as I get all this designing done and serging done. What else, baby? That must be nearly it.
Plans.
Well, I don't have it here, I don't think, because I think it's up. I've got to pick the threads up at our new premises, but I'm going to be starting the full moon chart by Kathy Barrett. I can't think of the name of it. I'll show you next week, next Flosstube, but my friends Jules, Julie, and I think Alexis might be doing it as well. I can't remember. We're all starting a new project for the full moon stitching that we do. We stitch 2 nights of the month every full moon, and it's always like a full moon type chart. So that's a big one. That one's a big project. So I'll be starting that on Monday. Tomorrow is the full moon, I think. So I've got that up at the offices so I can kit that up tomorrow. So I can start that tomorrow night. And that's my other plans are just keep designing. As soon as this fabric arrives midweek, start cutting and serging. And that's going to be my life for 2 more weeks. Try to get some stitching in at night on that Humming of the Bees. And I'm also rotating that at the moment with my Spring Moon by Plum Street Samplers. I'm loving that too. So I'm just going to kind of rotate. I'll do the full moon stitching, put that aside then till next month, and then just probably rotate those two until I start something else, which is bound to happen in the next 2 weeks. What about your plans, baby?
Well, I'm not going to have any plans for stitching because there's probably going to be no time for stitching.
Yeah.
I'll be dyeing fabric during the day and finishing the build on the new offices at night.
Yep.
Probably for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we'll be full-time in the offices. They'll be all set up, and then we can go back to just doing a normal long day.
Yep. And a lot of people have asked us for a video of the new premises. As soon as it's all set up, we will do that, but that'll be a few weeks away. We don't want to sort of do it with all the rubbish in there.
We've got a video before.
Yes. Yep. Which you put up in the last video, I think it was.
Which is just with all the internal walls and stuff up in the property, but nothing in there think when we took that video, we hadn't moved anything across yet.
No.
So it's starting to fill up. It's not a big echoey space.
It's still a bit echoey, but yeah. We don't know yet if we're going to film up there. We might do some up there. We might film some floss tubes up there once I start getting some pretties behind the wall, because at the moment it's blank.
Yeah, and it looks nice with nice clean white walls.
No. It's going to have lots of this on the walls.
I'll hide the hammer.
You're not hiding the hammer. I cannot wait. That's going to be my final thing. Get all my beauties around me at my desk. So Brendan's got to take his ants up there this week. They're coming up, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an acquisition you made during the week. What are the 2 things that arrived in the mail?
Oh, ants.
Mm-hmm. One nasty big one, too.
No, she's not.
She's a nasty big one.
She's a big-headed ant.
A big-headed ant.
Mm-hmm.
Big-headed ant probably means big fangs in there, too. It's a nasty big thing. So they're all coming up, and they're going to live in the bookcase that he's going to put together tonight up there.
She's moving house at the moment. I've got her set up. Yeah, she won't get out of the test tube into the house.
Oh, my goodness me.
So you've got to be careful when you go in my room, because if you knock it over, the test tube will fall off and she'll escape, and you'll have all these little bitey ants running around the house.
Oh, my goodness. At least they're going to be out of our home, and they'll just be up there. But that won't be until you come up there with them. They don't come up until we permanently move you up there, because I'm not living up there during the day with those nasty things. So they were your 2 purchases, 2 new queen ants arrived during the week, and all her workers.
They're 2 little colonies.
Yeah. One of them, he wasn't sure it was dead when it got here, because it was delayed in the mail by quite a bit.
They're still alive. It's not like the cold.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't like the cold, those ones. They've sort of gone to sleep, like bears.
Hibernating for the winter.
Poke them enough, they wake up.
Yeah, make them really angry. That's the way. Oh my goodness! And what else, Brent? Finish the build off. That's going to be, as I said. Look, it'll be done, but it'll probably be quite a while until we have it completely finished.
It'll be months before it's completely
before it's
finished.
all the lovely things. Brent's got to get the signage done and all sorts of stuff.
But we'll keep changing things as well.
Yeah.
Until we settle down for how things are going to do for the workflow, especially in the big room. The clean room.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got to buy a little robot vacuum for that as well.
Oh, Brendan's so excited. Here's one, those little robo-vac things, those little round things that just, do their thing after hours.
Peaches or Lily sit on it, because I want photos of them sitting on it riding.
Like the cats.
Yeah.
You see cats in the videos. Brendan has wanted one of those things for years, and now he's got an excuse. So where all the surges and the eye and everything is, we get a lot of fluff and stuff, dust balls that go everywhere off the fabric and off the everything, and so that's going to be fun. So that little thing will do its job of a night time, supposedly.
Well, you won't do it, so.
No, I don't want anything to do with this silly thing.
No, you won't vacuum every night, so I'll have to get a robot to do it. Anyway,
any excuse for him to buy one of these things. He's the biggest gadget boy you've ever seen, so this is a gadget that has escaped him for about 3 years now.
You won't let me have one here.
Yeah, the dogs are going to go berserk, I'm telling you now. So at least it'll happen overnight when the dogs are home with us, so that's okay. And they cost a bomb too. They do.
I thought I was being really restrained. I'm not buying the $2,500.
He had the $2,500. He said, I didn't get the top of the line one. I thought, how much is it? $2,500. I'm like, no, not happening.
But it even empties itself, that one.
Anyway. Righto. And what else?
Nothing.
And I think we mentioned last video about the duck derby, where you could adopt a duck for all the prizes. All the information is on Emily C's Instagram, Eclectic Possessions, and her Flosstube. I think the 14th was the final date for that. I think. Unfortunately, the pattern packs the chart packs that we sent are still. Weeks ago are still wandering. We sent express, are still wandering around Sydney somewhere. But I said to Emily, look, when they arrive, just keep them for next year or just use them as giveaways, because the main thing that we donated is the catch up with Bren and I, where Bren's going to actually dye a custom piece of.
Well, I won't be dyeing it during the catch up.
No, you'll be getting the details of the person who may.
Yeah, we'll dye a custom piece of fabric for the person, whatever count they want. And whatever colour that they want.
Yeah. So at least that's not something that had to arrive by mail. So thankfully we've still got that to have donated. So if you call that a prize, we hope somebody wants to claim that one. But that'll be a lot of fun. We'll have a fun chat with somebody there and get you working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
But the only other thing that you're excited about is Wednesday next week.
Oh yes, we're going to see the Maverick Top Gun sequel that was been, I think, postponed for like 3 years because of COVID and delays, and Brendan bought us Gold Class so we can actually go, and I'm still not keen on sitting really close to other people in the cinema just yet, so Gold Class is a nice way to just sit with a couple of people.
Sit in a big recliner and eat nice food.
Yeah, so hopefully the movie's worth waiting
maybe
for.
have a few drinks.
Maybe. Yeah, get a taxi up there. But we're excited because there's just some movies you want to go and see, a little bit more special. And next month we're doing it for your birthday. It will be the Jurassic Park Dominion, whatever.
For my birthday we're going to see Penn and Teller.
Oh yeah, we're going to see Penn and Teller at the Opera House down in Sydney. That'll be fun. But no, movie-wise, we're going to go and see the Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, that's coming out.
Dominion.
Beginning of June, isn't it?
Yeah. So back to the movies again. Feels like a long time, doesn't it?
Mm.
Although Brent did take me to see the Downton Abbey movie during the week, a week or so ago, whenever it was, before my birthday anyway. And that's, if anyone's wanting to see the new Downton Abbey movie, it's fantastic. So I highly recommend that one.
Yeah, you bawled for an hour.
No one told me to take the tissues. I should have known. So, yeah, I was still crying after the movie was finished. So that's not good.
You and one other lady.
Oh, one other lady was sobbing out loud. And she put me to show. I thought, well, at least I'm just bawling. You can't hear me bawling. She was like howling up the... Again, we went to the Gold Class for that one because the Australian government during COVID has given us all... to try to boost business again, vouchers for things like movie tickets, food, museums, hotel accommodation, that sort of stuff. So we've been splurging on the Gold Class so that it only costs us a normal movie ticket when you pay the difference. So, yeah, so we went to Gold Class for that one too. And, yeah, that lady she was embarrassing as well. It was like, oh, my gosh. I didn't know whether to laugh at her or keep bawling myself. It was actually... Yeah, so it's a good one though. So anyone who knows me knows I love Downton Abbey. So very good. So we will report on Maverick in the next video. And I don't think we've gone as long this time because we didn't have as much to show you this time. But I think we've still rabbited on long enough.
Well, if you add the two videos together that we've recorded, we've gone 3 hours.
Yep.
But
it's a shame we can't put the blooper reel when Brendan discovered we weren't focused because that was funny. In actual fact, by the time he let loose with the colourful language,
put that up because
Peaches sat here, and as soon as he said a certain word, she just looked up like she knew what he just said. Anyway, you wouldn't swear, would you, baby?
I did.
I couldn't believe it either. I thought, oh, you're joking. You're joking. We haven't done that for a while where we've had to re-record a video. There was one time we had to do it 3 times.
Yeah, that was because we had the video card got corrupted and then I forgot to turn the microphone
Then the microphone wasn't on, and then the third time.
Yeah.
And they were both long ones. They were all long ones.
This is weird this time, but the camera just was out of focus the whole time. I don't know.
It was focusing on
focusing on Dutch Beauty.
I think it was doing like a single focus rather than the multiple one. So I think you must have knocked something on the camera. Anyway, you don't care about that. It's all good. So we will be back in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. We've actually done a 2-week turnaround this time, which I'm pleased about. So yes, thank you to everyone again. Check out our Patreon. We're going to have a lot of fun over there, and like us if you like what we're doing. Please subscribe. Check out Instagram. All the links for everything's below, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Bye.
Bye.